What's going on, everybody? This is Joe.
And Amy.
And we are back with another and the final, at least for now, but probably for good, Strixhaven School of Mages pre-release pack opening, this being the 10th that we have done on this channel. And this is the second, yeah, exactly. We've done 2 of each of the different colleges. And so here we are here with our final Lorehold pre-release pack. If you've missed the other ones, there will be a playlist linked for you right up there somewhere, up in the top corner. So you can, yeah, ooh. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss when more of these come out in the future, make sure that you are subscribed and you have the bell rung. Also, hidden away in here, we'll get to that in a minute, because it turns out if you bought pre-release packs, at least at our LGS, hopefully at yours as well, you could have picked up a promo pack or promo foil for doing so. And so that is what that is, and we'll show that off in a moment. But also, let's look at this D20 so we can finish up the collection here, because if you look back here, now you can see that we have all 10. Absolutely brilliant. I love it. As for our promo, or our promo, it is this, the Buy a Box Dragon's Guard Elite.
This card is gorgeous.
Right?
This art, okay, you guys are seeing it look very, very foil on camera and kind of dark. But in person, it's super bright and light and it just has this, like, calming effect on you when you look at this art.
Right.
It's so nice.
Really cool. I love the colors, like the purplish red, if you will, like whatever pinkish red.
Yeah, like a hot pink or like a magenta.
Really good.
With like the seafoam green.
And it's something you don't typically see on a green card, right?
Yeah.
Really good. Although maybe on some merfolk, maybe, right?
Yeah.
But this is, so that's really, really cool. So I'm glad we got one of these. Super happy to have that. Obviously, this does not count for the deck that we are trying to make. 1, because it's not red or white, but 2, because it's a promo, so it doesn't count.
3, because it's gorgeous and I'm taking it and it's mine.
Well, there you go. That's why. Here is the Lorehold insert that is included in this kit, which you can't really see very well because I'm standing it up and it doesn't really work with the camera, but don't worry. We've got something for that.
Yeah.
And so here you have it. We were able to put it together with the different inserts from all the different pre-release packs. It's not perfect. It does not fit together perfectly. In fact, you probably can tell that the Quandrix one is the one that I put on last, just in terms of the ones that I grabbed and how we were going around the circle. And so the Quandrix one is like kind of tucked underneath the Witherbloom one, and yeah, it's not ideal. Which also we were kind of talking about the center here has this nice big hole in it for where it doesn't fit well together. But overall, Amy, what do you think of the large?
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I wish you could see all of the Biblioplex.
Agreed.
But I think it's really cool that each one of them came with their own piece.
Yeah.
And you put them together and it creates this larger map.
It's a nice way to reward you for having gotten one of each kit.
Yes.
Right? Because you then get to do this in some capacity. I mean, I'm sure we will never do this again.
Right.
Right? Like, these will all go back away with their individual kits, and
it's like when you buy a puzzle. And you put it together once, and then you stick it back in the box, and you never do it again.
That's right. That sounds about right. If you can relate, like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, so I don't know. I thought this was cool. It's a cute little, thing that they included. Any type of like extra stuff that they can include in pre-release packs. Like, I could see a group of people getting together at a pre-release with this, like these pieces, and just like quickly putting them together. Not anything official or whatever, but just like, oh, hey, cool. It looks like they connect. Let's try it. And like, then they have that like cool moment of, camaraderie or, gathering. What a concept. No.
You don't do that.
That's stupid. Yeah. Who would ever? So yeah, I mean, let us know your thoughts about this in the comments down below, but I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Right? So, hey, let's get...
I mean, this art is really awesome, too. Like,
Yeah.
I love the style of it and the colors used and how they kind of really captured the feel of each of the different schools.
Yes. We were talking before we started filming about, like, looking at all the different characters, right? Because you've got Killian over here, who's not perfectly connected. There we go. Zimone, Dina, and Quintorius. But then Rutha is here, even though it's probably really hard to tell because she very much just blends in with the rest of that
she's
art.
the same color as everything. But, I mean, the other people kind of are, too. Like, Dina is, but they made her, like, off to the side so you could tell. But Rutha's right in here.
Yeah. Just, like, hanging out with everything else. And it's like, I looked and I'm like, where's Rutha? I see everyone else, but I don't see Rutha. And Amy had to point her out to me. And even then, I had to get, like, really close and go, oh, because I still couldn't see her. So, yeah, but I mean, look, overall, like you said, really, really awesome. I would have loved to see more of the Biblioplex. And again, you can, like, look up the full collage art, right? That would be totally fine. But yeah, as individual pieces, like, this is a pretty cool thing to include in the kits. So,
like it.
Hey, let's get back to that opening, shall we? So that was pretty cool. I wanted to make sure that people got a chance to see that. Obviously, we're still back for the opening. We have all these packs. And as I said earlier, if you missed our other openings, first of all, here's the insert as well. So that's the divider the divider that they put in there so that you can separate your deck and your sideboard and all that fun stuff. As I said, if you missed our other openings, there is a code for MTG Arena in this pack, but this one is not one that we are giving away. We already gave away 9. I think that's enough, right? But this one's actually going to be ours. God forbid we use one of the ones that we purchased for ourselves.
Not allowed.
Right. So this one's going to be ours, but don't forget, as I said, if you want to make sure that when we do, not if, but when we do more pre-release pack openings, that you make sure that you get in on it, that you subscribe and ring that bell so that you'll get notifications whenever any of our videos come out, and then you will be one of the first ones here to make sure that you get those codes next time. And thank you to you all for any and all of these videos that you've watched and enjoyed. Here is our promo foil rare, which is a Leonin Light Scribe.
Ooh.
This card is sweet. It's a good card in general. Magecraft, all your creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn. It's pretty good.
Are those Inklings?
No, they are not.
They're like animals?
Yeah.
Still, they're so cool looking. They look like jack-o'-lanterns.
Yes, agreed.
On a Halloween where there's no moon.
Yeah.
So they're just like black, but all you can see are those like crooked smiles. So cool.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really awesome.
Very spooky.
Yeah, I like this one, and I would almost certainly include. I don't see a world where we don't include this in the deck itself. If you've missed all the other videos, I'll explain one last time what a seeded pack is. So this is a seeded pack. It is obviously it's a random pack of cards, except that it's not. It only has in it cards that would go in a red deck, a white deck, or a red-white deck, and obviously if they're colorless cards, that counts as well. So we have, it's just to help you be able to play Lorehold since everything else is randomized. So here is our Lorehold Pledge Mage for our first card. I like this one. This would definitely get in. Lorehold Campus, very nice. Helps us cast or make red or white. And late game, it still allows you to scry 1, like at the end of your opponent's turn or something like that, or on your upkeep if you know that you're top decking and you want to make sure that you cater your draws a little bit better. There's a Spirit Summoning, which again is a good lesson. It can go in the deck, but better in the sideboard if we have some learn cards. We have a Stonerise Spirit. I think this card's fine. It's a little expensive, but if you're getting the benefit of exiling a card from your graveyard, meaning that like other cards of yours that care about things leaving your graveyard, that's even better. Plus, it lets you give like a big creature that you might have evasion in flying, so that works also.
Plus, that owl is sick. Look at that face.
He is a boss.
Intimidating,
right? There is a Stonebound Mentor. This card was a lot better than it looked on paper, no pun intended. Just because, I mean, a 3-mana 3/3 is solid in general, and then the fact that, like, occasionally it just lets you scry 1, it's just good. It's a good card. There is a Pillar Drop Rescuer. This card is fine. I'm not as in love with this as most, but we do have some pretty good, like, lower drop creatures that are available to get back with this Rescuer, so I would definitely do that. We have a Dragon's Approach. If we don't have more of these, this card is real bad, so I'm not really interested, but I'll keep my eye open, I guess, since this is one.
Interesting art, but I wouldn't say that I like it.
The art? Yeah.
Yeah, it's well, I don't love seeing a forest on fire, firstly, but, like, it's called Dragon's Approach, but there's a dragon in it, but you can hardly even see the dragon.
And it's flying away, it looks like. It looks like it's flying, like, up away from you.
So, I don't know. I don't know that the art necessarily fits it, but...
Fair enough. But yeah, I think if we get, like, a bunch of Dragon's Approaches, we'll consider it. So it's something we'll keep our eye out for. Blood Age General is a good one for a Lorehold deck, because it cares about spirits. And we've already opened a couple of them, right? In the Spirit Summoning, of course, the Stonebound Mentor and the Stonerise Spirit. So we'll keep our eyes open for things that make spirit tokens, as well as spirit creatures and stuff like that. Beaming Defiance, great card. Definitely would put at least one of these in. It triggers Magecraft. It can protect one of your creatures. It's a combat trick. It gives it hexproof. Like, it's just very good in many different respects.
It does everything.
Right, exactly. It slices, it dices. Here's a Reduced to Memory. This is another fine lesson. It does let your opponent get a spirit. Or technically, I guess you could exile one of your own non-land permanents, but you're probably going to use this on, like, I don't know, one of the mythic dragons, right? Or whatever, one of the legendary dragons. You can exile it and give them a 3/2 instead. Like, that's just going to be better for you. And you're only going to get this when they have something on the field that you really want to get rid of, even if it means they get a 3/2. Otherwise, you're going to leave this in your sideboard. Because, you know, if they have a 5/5 that's beating you down, but you don't really have a way of dealing with a 3/2 either, this is not the best card for you.
Yeah.
So, and then we have Quintorius. Super happy with that. Quintorius is incredible in Lorehold decks. Again, slices, dices, etc. He gives you spirits when you make one or more of your cards leave your graveyard. He buffs your spirits. Just really good. And he's a 2/4, which is a solid body for blocking. So, really, really nice. And then an Academic Dispute. This is a learn card. It's an uncommon, so it would help us get one of our lessons. So this would probably get in. If we get multiple better learn cards, then maybe not, but I don't know how we wouldn't. Right now, this is definitely the only learn card we have, and the best one, obviously. So I would definitely put this in. And so our rare or mythic is a Semester's End. I think this card is fine, I guess. If you have
art is beautiful.
Yes, very, very beautiful. If
it's
you have, like,
your sort of aesthetic.
Yes, I like it. I like the art a lot. The card is kind of just fine. So, whatever. We already got the Light Scribe, which is nice, but Semester's End is fine, I guess.
At least we'll have it to add to the deck if we're desperate, because none of the other cards end up being Lorehold, because
right.
I'm here, so inevitably there'll be Witherbloom.
Wow. Well, I also will note, wow, excuse me. I also will note that it's possible that we could end up with a lot of creatures with enter the battlefield effects, and if that's the case, then this gets better.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not like counting on that yet. But we'll keep our eyes open as always. Hey, look, it's an Inkling.
He's so cute. I want him.
Because you can play Inkling Summoning for white, so it goes. The Inkling tokens can be made in this deck. There's an Elemental, because that can be played with red. And then on the other side of both is the Spirit token, so you can see that there, as well as here. And then again, this is one of these stand-in cards that they give you in case you end up with a modal double-faced card and you're playing unsleeved, or with, like, slightly see-through sleeves. Speaking of Lorehold, we have Quintorius on our first pack. Heck yes. Let's go ahead and see. Could you open all the way? Is that like a thing that you could do for me here, deck? There we go. Okay. Well, this Needlethorn Drake is not something that we can technically use, but it's a cool card. I like it. We have an Archway Commons, so if we are splashing at all, this would get in because it's very good.
Yeah.
And the art is cool.
Yeah.
We have an Ugyar Battleseer. Again, shares a color with our Lorehold deck, but probably not going to make it.
Something with the last art.
The Archway Commons. Here you go.
Yeah, like this art is so cool, but it's like at such a distance. Like this is one that I would love to like... I would love this if it like really existed.
If it was a, yeah.
Or if there was like a model.
You could take a 3D tour of it kind of a thing.
And there was like a drone video of it.
Sure.
Like getting like starting further away than this. And then coming closer and closer and like swooping in underneath this archway.
Sure.
Like, that would be so cool.
Yeah. But it does give you a sense of scope of the size of this campus. Like, I mean, I went away to school, like, if I had to walk to that biblioplex every day, I mean, one, you know, good exercise. Yeah. But two, I would probably very strongly consider whether or not I really needed to go to that biblioplex every day.
Well, it's a library, so you probably wouldn't go anyway.
That's true. It took me a very long time when I went to college to set foot in our college library. Very nice. All right. So yes, here's the Ugyar Battleseer, as we talked about. There's a Tangle Trap. It's not quite Plummet, eh, Amy? Amy loves her Plummet.
I do.
A Leech Fanatic. Okay, I mean, not for this deck, but...
So cool.
It is cool. Yeah, it's a good card. Combat Professor, on the other hand, is a great card and definitely goes in this deck. Talk about cool owls. It's a bird cleric as well.
Oh, okay. I always thought it was a man's face.
Oh.
And this was his teeth.
The, like, arm
but
piece?
But it's like his arm.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought that, like, this was a mustache. And I was like, how is that a bird cleric? I don't get it. And I was like, well, I see, like, a bird wing.
Yeah, yeah.
But I always thought his face looked like a man's face with a mustache. But it's because this is the head.
Yeah.
And this is the arm. And this is just fabric. Ugh, I'm so dumb.
You're definitely not dumb. These arts are very tiny.
Yeah.
But this is a great card.
I've just never seen it close up before.
Yeah, this is a great card and definitely gets in the deck. Very, very good. Soothsayer Adept, even if we were splashing blue, this would probably not make it. Pillar Drop Warden is a great card.
Yes.
Works for our deck. It's a spirit, and you can get an instant or a sorcery back from your graveyard, which then would mean something will have left your graveyard. So... all great.
Yeah, and look at him. Doesn't he just look the best?
And he's pretty great. I mean, he's a dwarf as well.
Be friends with him? I do.
Okay. Thank you. Hey, look, an elemental summoning. Again.
Sully.
It is Sully. We had the elemental token.
Oh my god, put this next to Fibblethip. You'll have Sully and Mike.
Very nice. Very nice. Make a Monsters Inc. deck.
Yeah.
So here's Elemental Summoning. I like this a lot. I mean, it's a great sideboard card for us. We already have Spirit Summoning. Now we have Elemental Summoning. If we get Inkling Summoning, which, you know, I'm not necessarily rooting for, but if we get it, then we'll have all three of the summonings that we can make with this deck. And you're only going to put it in into your hand out of the sideboard when you know you have double red. Because if you don't waste your Larn card. But it's a great 5 mana, make a 4/4. I like it.
Yeah.
Reconstruct History. Hell yeah. Nice. What a nice uncommon. I mean, look, again, even if you return like an instant or a sorcery, then it's probably fine. It doesn't return creatures. It can return an artifact and or an enchantment and or an instant and or a sorcery and or a planeswalker. So like
that's a lot of stuff.
Sure, but you're probably not going to have artifacts or enchantments and you're probably not going to have a planeswalker. But if you get an instant or a sorcery, like it's 4 mana to get one of them back and hopefully trigger your things that care about things leaving your graveyard. But I would probably try to wait on this until I could get an instant and a sorcery back. Maybe. But anyway, it's a cool card nonetheless.
So you couldn't get like 2 instants back?
Nope. It's up to 1 of each of those different card types. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because I was going to say, like, getting instants back would probably be really helpful in certain scenarios.
Yeah. But yeah, only one of each. But hey, if again, like I said, an instant and or a sorcery are going to be the things you're most often going to get back with this, especially in a Magecraft set.
Yeah.
And so again, it triggers Magecraft. It'll trigger things leaving your graveyard.
Which is exactly what this deck needs to do.
Exactly. And then you can re-trigger Magecraft when you recast those instants and or sorceries that you brought back. So, Containment Breach behind that. I mean, we're probably not in green because, green, white, and green, red.
Hey, this is the first, actual Witherbloom card that I feel like we've come across. Mm-hmm. And I figured they'd all be Witherbloom already.
Well, there you go. And so that's our second uncommon. And our third is Mortality Spear. Speaking of Witherbloom, this is a great card.
Now all of them going
Yeah, exactly.
forward,
Please stop.
Yes.
This is our this is a great card, not for our deck. And
so cool.
Yes, it's very, very. It's amazing. And so our rare or mythic in this pack is a Baleful Mastery. Very good card, just not for us. But yeah, I mean, exile target creature or planeswalker is very good. Let's see what our Mystical Archive card is, shall we? It's a Claim the Firstborn.
Oh.
Arguably can go in this deck because it's red. I would only vaguely consider it. I don't love this card. I think it's fine.
There's a floating baby.
Well, because it's the firstborn and it's being claimed.
It's being claimed by what looks like a gremlin or...
I think it's a hag. I think it's just supposed to be like an old hag woman.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, really weird. Okay. Oh, we have a foil. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. We have a foil, and it is a foil Ether Helix.
That is so pretty.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's in neither of our colors, so we can't put it in, but I mean, hell.
But we can frame it.
Yeah, you always say that. I also love the Quandrix symbol in the text box.
Yeah.
In foil. That looks great.
It's really pretty.
Wow, I love that. Wow. Very pretty. Okay.
It's actually more vivid in person than how it's being captured on the camera, guys.
It's gorgeous. Very,
swear,
very gorgeous.
It's like actual. Oh my god, I don't even know. It's like a teal that's so teal. It's like hot teal.
Neon teal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't go in our deck, but it's a nice foil, and I'm glad we have it. And then another stand-in card for a Muddle Double-Face card. Speaking of Quandrix, we have Zimone on our next pack. And inside of that pack, Zimone has for us another Needlethorn Drake. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Quandrix, right? Zimone. Yeah, exactly. So, Needlethorn Drake, another Archway Commons. Are we going to do this again? I think this was the Silver Quill kit as well. Had all the packs had the same 2 or 3 cards at the beginning of them. Just very annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, this is different. Teach by example. And this could be cast for double red. I don't love this card, I won't lie. But if we need it, I would put it in. It depends on how many instants or sorceries we have. And if we had a bunch, I would consider this one. Because, again, it's double red. It could go in.
It's such a cool art, though.
Yes.
How fun is that?
Yeah. I mean, again...
So much action.
Right.
I love, the perspective of this particular flame.
Okay.
Just, the shape of it and how it, you see the spots that are getting bigger because they're closer to you, and it's glowing brighter and glowing less bright. And it's just so cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. And again, I mean,
so much action in this shot.
Yes, it goes much better in Prismari as a card, but still, again, it's at least a consideration. Now, this card, on the other hand, goes in Lorehold. It is a Lorehold card, and it probably goes in this deck, almost no question. And the fact that you can exile this from your graveyard later, something would be leaving your graveyard, and it makes spirits, it slices, it dices, etc. We have a Leyline Invocation, very similar style to the Ether Helix that we got earlier.
Very similar, color scheme and just swirling aspect.
Yeah, but we're not playing green.
No.
So moving on. Lash of Malice. If we were for some reason going anywhere near Silver Quill, I would maybe consider it, but probably not. It's a great card, though.
Yeah.
Study Break. Now, this is a learn card that I can get behind. I really like this kind of card. It's an instant, so triggers Magecraft, etc. And it's a learn card, and as we saw, we have a good number of lessons.
Yeah. And this is a good card. I always want to pick it in draft because I always forget it's white and not colorless for some weird reason.
Yes.
So I'm always trying to pick this card, even though we can never play it.
Well, now we can pick it and use it, because we're not drafting, but it should go in the deck regardless. It's a great, great card. We have a Reject, which is going to get rejected from being in this deck, but...
Oh, look how cute he is. He's not a reject. Oh.
Not in your book, at least, but... maybe in somebody's. Well, hey!
I guess in that guy's.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck that guy.
Speaking of a red card that could, or another card that could go in our deck, and it's a learn card. It's Enthusiastic Study. So we have right now 3 lessons that could be put into the deck. We have Reduced to Memory, Spirit Summoning, and Elemental Summoning. So we would probably want like 2 to 3 learn cards. And since this is our 3rd one, right? Because we got the red one as well in our opening pack, our seeded pack. We now have 3, and we could probably, like, you know, if we get more lessons or if we get more learn cards, we can kind of decide. Because, I mean, +3/+1 is fine. It gives trample as well, which is nice. I like Study Break better, but yeah, this one could absolutely make it in. Amy, look.
I know. I was already looking.
Amy loves that top pest a lot, if you've not seen any of
Just
her.
want to tickle his double chin. It's so cute.
This card would not go in our deck, but it would go in Amy's heart.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Good. Behind it, we have Brackish Trudge, is our first uncommon in this pack. It's got a long-ass nose. Not for this deck. We've got a Witherbloom Apprentice, also not for this deck. Cool colors on this card, though.
Yeah.
And an Igneous Inspiration. Now, here's a learn card that definitely gets in. 3 damage to any target for 3 mana, and you get to learn. Sick card. And it's a sweet sorcery. It's a good one to, like, get back out of your graveyard with things if you have nothing better. This is a very cool card. So definitely gets in. Definitely a good learn card. And it could replace one of the other ones for now, unless we get more lessons later. Just keeping track.
And it's about geology, so I love it.
It claims it's a Prismari card, so, you know, either way. You like Prismari and Lorehold, so.
Yeah.
And so our rare or mythic in this pack is... wow. It is a mythic in Extus, Auric Overlord. Oh. It's a 2/4 double strike for 4. And Magecraft, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, return a non-legendary creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Now, to play this Extus, we would need to splash black, but if you look at the other side, you could also cast Awaken the Blood Avatar. Whoa. For 6 black red. So this actually goes very nicely in Lorehold.
Yeah.
Because, like, Extus is Silver Quill, right? Because he's white and black. But on the other side, it's black and red. So if you're willing to splash black, and with 2 Archway commons, so far we can splash black, we could put this mythic in. Now it says, as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice any number of creatures, and this spell costs 2 colorless or generic less to cast for each creature you sacrificed. So it could cost as low as a black and a red if you sack 3 creatures. It says each opponent sacks a creature, and then you make a 3/6 black and red avatar creature token with haste, and whenever this creature attacks, it deals 3 damage to each opponent.
Wow. And Lorehold works for getting things out of your graveyard.
Exactly.
So both sides of this card work nicely with that.
Exactly. So yeah, this is a great, great card. I did not even look at the, because when they flip the card over, you can typically see the Mystical Archive card behind it, which is why I lifted away from the camera to do so. First of all, this, I feel like I would splash black for this card.
Yeah, I think it would be worth it. This is really great.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah. So our Mystical Archive card in this pack, I got a little flustered there, is an Abundant Harvest. Okay. I mean, not for this deck, but look at how sick that art is.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I spoke to this art at one point when we were opening.
Yeah, one of the earlier pre-release packs.
I think this art is so depressing. It's so thoroughly depressing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, in my mind, coincide with the title of Abundant Harvest.
Sure,
to me.
sure, yeah.
I mean, what a sad mood
Yeah.
this card invokes.
Yeah. Very interesting. Let us know, as always, any thoughts that you have on anything that we've said. Let us know in the comments. And then behind it, an Inkling token. Drastic change in...
I love them.
Change in mood between the two cards. Super happy Inkling and super sad lady. All right. We've got a Killian pack next.
It's like Bendy and the Ink Machine, but not scary.
So what it's supposed to be before it gets scary.
Right.
A Cogwork Archivist. I don't love this card, but whatever. I mean, the art's cool, but the card itself is kind of whatever. Silverquill Pledge Mage can be cast for white, so it would probably get in. I mean, a way to give itself flying and or lifelink. Like, it's very good. I've used this card to great effect.
It is a cleric, so of course it's good.
We have Spectacle Mage, which is also a good card. Not for this deck, but still a good card.
Yeah, it is.
We have a Quandrix Campus, not for this deck. But, I mean, you know, best campus, best college. So.
Wow. Don't hold your breath.
Hey, a Heated Debate. Speaking of a great card.
Yeah.
This definitely gets in, no question. Can't be countered, 4 damage. Amazing. So very, very nice. Springmane Servant. Again, we're not playing green, but...
I love this one.
Yeah, it's a good
like
elk.
the cherry blossoms on the antlers.
Mm-hmm. Very, very nice. We have a Spectre of the Fens. Even though we're thinking of splashing black, this would not be one of the things I would put in necessarily. It's a great card, don't get me wrong, but I feel like if we're splashing black, like, we keep it to a minimum. Ageless Guardian is a bad card and should not go in the deck. If we really desperately need it, I would probably still try to put in a black card instead. Resculpt is not a great card, but it's also not in our colors. We have an Environmental Sciences. Now that is a cool way also of splashing black, by the way. Because if we know we have red and white and we get a learn card, we can get this lesson and get a swamp out of our deck.
Oh, nice.
Because it can, you know, search for a basic land, right? So you put 1 swamp in and 2 Archway commons. Really good. We have a Tenured Inkcaster. Again, great card. I love this card, but I don't think it counts for the black splash for this particular deck, but still a good card.
Yeah, but, you know, granite or subway tile would be a good backslash.
Wow. Hey, another Academic Dispute. So we won't need to include both of these. We do have a lot of learn cards now, which is, again, not a bad thing because we have a good number of lessons as well, but I don't know that we need to include all of these Academic Disputes. And we have a Prismari Apprentice. Again, we're probably not splashing blue if we're splashing black for this Mythic that we opened. So, yeah, this card will likely not get in, although, I mean, come on, that art is sick.
I know. I know.
And so our rare or Mythic in this pack is... Wow. I didn't even like the first one. Why?
Just to make you mad.
I guess. But we have this Extus.
Make me laugh.
Yeah, but this Extus card's so good. Why is Semester's End so annoying? Anyway, that's frustrating. Anyway, whatever. Our Mystical Archive card in this pack is an Eliminate. This one probably also wouldn't get in with a black splash. That's why you keep saying backsplash, is to make me mess up saying black splash in the future. You're the worst. Anyway.
I only said it one time.
That's one too many. Here's the Eliminate.
True.
That we're probably not gonna put in, but it's a cool piece of art and a nice Mystical Archive. And behind it, a Spirit token relevant to this deck. So very, very nice. We have 2 packs to go. As always, let us know what deck you would make in the comments below. Would you bother splashing black for Exodus, or would you be like, no, it's not worth it, just play a solid Lorehold deck and kind of go from there? But we have a Rutha pack here. See, there she is. I was just showing her earlier, off. Hey, look, draft archetypes. That is not what I wanted first. Hey, a thrilling discovery. You know what? I don't love this card, but, you know, it could get in. Yeah, I don't love it. I won't lie. But I guess it's a way to get cards into your graveyard because it asks you to discard and you can gain some life. But yeah, I don't. Whatever. Another Spectacle Mage. That's not bad. Notice we've gotten no Dragon's Approaches besides the one in the opening pack that we were like, we'll keep our eye out.
Yeah.
Here's a Cogwork Archivist again. No thank you. A Scurrid Colony.
Love it.
I know you do, but they still don't get in the deck.
But they're that awesome color scheme again.
Oh yeah, with the like pink in the green.
Pink and the like seafoam teal color scheme.
Then we have an Arrogant Poet. Doesn't get in even with the Black Splash. Stonerise Spirit, again. I would possibly play 2 of these. This might be an early cut if we need to. Yeah. But it would at least make the deck in like the initial like playable or not playable. I would put this in and then kind of cut from there. Frost Trickster is a good card, not for our deck, but a good card. I like it a lot. First Day of Class, another Learn card. So something else to consider. We're just going to have to make a stack of Learn cards and a stack of lessons, count them up and see, like, you know, if we have 5 good lessons, like how many good Learn cards, you know, the top 5 Learn cards that we want to put in.
Right.
Because I don't love this one, but if you have ways of making it work, it's not bad, I guess. We have a Charge Through, not for this deck. An Expanded Anatomy, speaking of good lessons, right? Yeah. It's a solid lesson. I like this one a lot. That's a big-ass frog.
Yeah. What is on him? Is that supposed to be like smoke? Is it like cobwebs?
I think it's smoke and like dust. Because I think down here, whatever he expanded upon is now crumbling underneath him, or he's knocking all the experiment stuff off the desk, right? It's like a science classroom. But yeah, maybe smoke from the beaker or whatever. I couldn't tell you. We have a Deadly Brew as our first uncommon with that sick looking Dina on there.
She looks crazy.
We have a Go Blank, which is
so great.
The art is awesome.
Yes. And
a Mascot Interception. I mean, probably not. I probably would not play this card. If I had to, I would, but I don't love this one as much. And so our next rare mythic.
But you would do that with your hair though, right?
No, I would not.
Damn. I was hoping.
I know. But our next rare mythic is a Vine Glimmer Snarl.
Ooh.
Which is not for this deck, but is a cool card and nice art. I don't know that we've gotten many of the Snarls out of all these kits, which usually is a good thing, but it does mean that I don't have a lot of the Snarls, and I might, if I want them. So that's totally fine. I mean, this is one of the few that we've gotten. So what do you think?
It's cool.
Art's cool, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then behind it, our Mystical Archive is a Dark Ritual. This is not the way to...
That's a cool art.
Yes, this is not the way to splash black, so it does not get in, but it's cool. I mean, this person has 3 arms. The third one kind of coming out of the chest like this, busting through with the claw hand.
Yeah. I don't need boobs. I've got a 3rd arm.
Do we have a foil? No, we do not. It's just an elemental token, which, I mean, hey, elemental tokens are cool.
Yeah.
And we have 1 pack to go, and it's got Amy, your girl, Dina on it.
Yeah.
And so inside of our inside of our final pack, we have... God damn it. That's super annoying. We have a Square Up to start. We have another Stonebound Mentor. I would definitely put 2 of these in. It's a great, great card. We have a Make Your Mark. Also gets in, I think.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
This is the first one we've had.
Correct. It makes more spirits. Why not? Plus, buffs a creature at least 1 power point. So that's nice. Field Trip is a good card, not for this deck, but a great card.
Yeah.
Unwilling Ingredient. Amy likes
Want to tickle him too.
Amy likes this card as well. It's not going in this deck, don't you worry.
It's going in my stew that I'm making.
Ew. This frog is huge.
My witch's brew.
There would be nothing else to fit in that pot. It would just be a frog and hot water.
Well, that's not an ingredient then, Joe. That's just frog.
It's just boiled frog. Yeah. Guiding Voice is another learn card. Again, we're just going to have to add it to the damn stack of learn cards. We have an Arcane Subtraction, not for this deck.
So cool looking.
I don't love this card. The art is great, yes. But I don't love this card in general, and it's definitely not for us today. But yes,
cool one
nice
in
art.
Foil, probably.
I would imagine so, yeah. There is a Blood Age General. We will definitely put that one in as well. We've got a lot of ways of making spirits, so buffing attacking spirits seems like a pretty good idea.
I love this art too.
Right?
The background is so good.
Yeah.
And then like the fact that they used like such dark stone here, like almost like a slate color.
Sure.
Contrasted with that bright pink lightning. Mm-hmm. Gorgeous.
We have a Professor of Zoomancy as well. I like that card.
Trinket.
Hey, yeah, exactly. Another spirit summoning. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Definitely. Again, maybe one of these makes it in the deck and the other one stays in the sideboard, but otherwise, we have so many damn learn cards, we could probably just leave them all in the sideboard. An Overgrown Arch is our first uncommon. It's been a while since I've seen one of these, to be fair.
Whoa. I don't even remember ever seeing this art before.
Yeah, it's cool though. Yeah. I like it. It's a plant wall.
Yeah.
Obviously not for this particular deck, but a cool card. We have a Thunderous Orator, which definitely gets in. Definitely. I don't know that we have a lot of creatures with like keyword abilities, but I know we have flyers. But like First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Trample, whatever, it's fine.
Oh, no, yeah, I don't know about that.
It's fine.
It's got all those things. Not good enough.
No, it's not that it has them all. I'm saying it would gain those abilities when it attacks if one of our other creatures has them. So what I'm saying is I don't know if we have creatures that have them all to give him this benefit, but it's a great card. So it would get in because I know we have, like I was saying, I know we have flying in here in some places. So regardless, it gets in. It's a good card. Okay. And we have another Quintorius.
Nice.
Wow, yeah, this would be a sick Lorehold deck. Yeah, I mean, look, I would definitely put both Quintoriuses in the deck. Obviously, you can't have both on the field at the same time because they are legendary. But again, as I've said with legendaries, like in Limited, you're going to play the first one. They're going to try to kill it because it's annoying and bad for them. And then they're going to spend all that time trying to kill it. And then you're just going to drop the second one. So very good. Definitely gets in, which means our next rare or mythic is, and our last technically, a Manifestation Sage. Not for us, not in our colors, plus the card's like fine. We've gotten a fair number of good Quandrix cards this kit, I must say.
Yeah.
But yeah, behind it, our Mystical Archive is a Defiant Strike. I would put this in. It's definitely not like, Windmill Slam, auto include, no question, but it's a fine card. Give one of your creatures +1/+0 until end of turn, and you draw a card. It's 1 mana, it's an instant, triggers Magecraft, like, why the hell not? It's another thing to, like, put into your graveyard so that you can exile it later to give something flying with, like, your Stonerise Spirit or whatever. So, yeah, I would put this in. It's not, like I said, I wouldn't go out of my way for it, but we have it. I would definitely put it in. And that's it, because then behind it is a Fractal token. Hey, we did it. We have opened one of every pre-release kit and then another of every pre-release kit for Strixhaven School of Mages. I want to thank you all so very much for joining us. Like I said, for any one of these that you did, especially if you joined us for all of them, shout out yourself in the comments if you did that, being here for each and every one. Please don't forget, we will be opening more pre-release packs soon. If not next week, it will be soon. Because as you can see, there's also 2 bundles back there that we need to open. So we'll get there. Ooh, special. So we'll get to that certainly sooner rather than later. But thank you so much for supporting the channel, for watching us, for enjoying all the stuff that we do.
Yes.
Don't forget, if you are a fan of Magic the Gathering, because you probably are if you're watching this, we stream MTG Arena every Monday right here on this channel from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We would love to see you here.
Yes.
And on Fridays, we stream 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, random video games. We have been streaming Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi, the series. So definitely stay tuned for more of that. Stay tuned for updates, etc. Don't forget, subscribing, ring the bell. We have other channels and stuff linked down in the description box below. And you can check us out on our socials, too. Also linked down in the description. So anything and everything that you might need. Amy, thanks for hanging out for the 6 of these 10 videos that you did.
Yes.
It was awesome.
I was very pleased to.
Yeah, having you here is great. We always open great stuff when you're here. And more importantly, truly, the insights on the art that you can provide that I never can is very nice and helpful.
Well,
so
thank you.
You're very welcome. So thank you all for joining us. We really do appreciate having you all here. And maybe I should center that a little bit better. For now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I have been Joe.
And I'm Mimi.
And as we always say, on whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.